we get talking.
All right, there we go.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you guys doing?
I am really good. I have a mild sunburn because I was outside yesterday. Yeah, like my whole face is red. You can wow, in stream you can actually see it fairly well. Man, I'm definitely crisp. Yeah, but fine so far. How are you
All
doing?
right. Tired. Did you see the new update?
I did see the ammo update. I wanted to talk about it.
Which ammo you're talking about? Hold up.
Well, you did like right before we joined this, you posted the ammo thing.
Yeah, the supply thing.
Yeah, ammo supply thing.
I was literally working on that for an entire day. It's just finished, and now I'm gonna make it what you call increase the bandages for non-medics. So we're gonna
Ooh.
make it assault 6 bandages, support 6 bandages, recon 5. So you're gonna buff bandage counts for non-medic players.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And later on, there's one more update I want to actually do. This is gonna take me a little bit more while, but I will write a server, and that server going to copy the database, and it's going to sort by the best the best 20 medics, best what I don't know, the longest 20 players that has the longest kills. Like we're gonna create a leaderboard.
Leaderboard.
Yeah, but worldwide, like, entire
In
BattleBit.
game or
Like
in Discord?
no, in game. And then what we're gonna do is I will make that story gonna update every 30 minutes. And then we're gonna broadcast that information to the client, and during the loading screens,
Like during the loading screens, you can.
yeah, during the loading screens, we're gonna actually showcase some of them. Like for example, it's not gonna be too much because normally loading screen doesn't take too long. You know, it's like takes normally like five to 20 depending
Yeah.
on
like
your
the
disc.
like the tooltips you get like in other games. Like, hey,
Yeah,
if you
but
press
like
this and then.
But it's more like a one time when you load the game, you will see the best medic in the entire game, but like top 10, and one of them you see the top, I don't know, 10 longest kills the players has, and then one time maybe you see the top clans. By the way, one thing about the way how we calculate the clans is we know that some clans has like 300 members, and then they have, by having 300 members, they also have a lot of XP points. So what we do is we divide XP by the member count. So the more members you have, the more you will divide your XP you have.
Well,
That's how we're gonna calculate the, what do you call? It's like XP per member.
couldn't we do like, hey, clans with less than 50 members, clans with less than 100 members?
That's gonna make it more complicated. Like there are some clans that are just good, but like they have a lot of members, and then like it should be, what do you call? I feel like some clans are just good, some clans are really not that great. It's just they have so many people inside them, but like because they have so many people inside them, they just like they have a lot of XP at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something. Yeah, so currently I'm thinking of adding, what do you call, the of course the most kills, the KD, the medic, best medic in the game, or top 10, top 20, I will say maybe, or and the engineer kills, like as vehicle kills, couple stuff like that. We're just gonna put them on loading screens. I think it could be interesting to see. And then later on in the future, we can make a proper leaderboard screen in the main menu. But again, this is just like a start, getting somewhere.
Yeah.
This can go more. And also, we also had, what do you call? If you guys seen the update, we had end of the game. Now you do see actually kind of like a end of round summary of the best players of something, like most survives, most heals, most objective captures, which is completed in like capturing a flag, etc., or defending. You had the highest score, highest kills, longest kills. I wrote longest sniper kills and then changed to longest kills because technically you can get, I don't know, a 300 meter with Unica, I guess, somehow, which is unlikely unless you're cheating. And you have the, what do you call, the best squad leader. I wanted to showcase the best squads, but at the same time, what do you call, like I had to showcase entire member list, which is like 8 people, which is a lot of people, and I want to also like sort by squad, like some first squad, second squad, third squad. So I just made the squad leaders, like I just said, best squad leaders, and then the best transports. I'm not sure if I have to change it. It's like, you know when you take a vehicle, like a helicopter, and then transport people, you get transportation XP bonus. The people who does transportation with vehicles, they will know. So you have something like that in the game. So we also added that. So the goal here is to what do you call? I think one of the reasons that people do stuff, and then of course they do it for fun, but at the same time nobody knows that they did some stuff. So it's kind of like way to showcase, hey, I did the most transportation in the team. I carried the team, etc., or some way of showcasing. Again, I think it's supposed to be in more early in the game, and it was already suggested a lot, but I never able to had time to really start working on it. But again, this is the start. We can also add more stuff there. Like we can add most vehicle kills, the most I don't know, the most engineer kills towards vehicles. But again, I have one. I'm worried about one thing about that, which is people might just go around and destroy every single vehicle just to get to the top. But I guess you could do the same thing for objectives. Like you could do the same thing for, I don't know, other things as well. Which is, yeah. But I
Yeah, but
mean,
does it grant you any extra XP if you're on the top? Because then
we changed that before. So there was a problem before. I seen a couple people just taking RPG. They're not playing the game. They just, what do you call? They will just go in and destroy the vehicles in the map. That's what they will do, and then they will just farm XPs, which is, I understand, but at the same time there's no one in the vehicle, so we made it that if the vehicle doesn't have any players inside, you don't get XP unless it's a tank or APC. And I believe also a helicopter as well. So if you destroy empty tank, you get XP. If you destroy empty APC, you get XP. But if you destroy empty Humvee, you don't get XP. There has to be a player inside for that.
yeah, otherwise it's just an XP farm, basically.
It because we were placing Humvees and the quad bikes much more frequently around because they're more like a lightish vehicle. And then yeah, people were just, what you call, destroying those with the RPG. Like tanks are much rare, or NPCs. So those are the, what do you call? I would say the major changes. As other major changes, you guys probably seen SMG changes. Um, so one changes about the SMGs are we reduced their damage over long distance, so they are not going to be that effective in long distance. Because normally SMG is supposed to be more on close quarter, like the like a 10 to 50 meter range. Mostly it shouldn't be more effective than probably like 50. I mean, of course, in real life you can, but again, this is a game, so they should have a bit more better identity. So we lowered their, what do you call, damage decrease, like make them much more closer. So they are going to be starting mostly at 20-ish meters, starting falling down. Generally. And what do you call? Let me check the updates again to make sure that I'm not.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through it on the same time right now too. Checking all the things we have.
Oh, the week. Also there was also the thing. the pistols. Pistols had a rough change this week. So pretty much we increased mostly the damages. On the Desert Eagle, yeah, it got reversed because the damage was too high before. It was like 90-ish, which was a lot.
A lot
But
of
still,
damage.
you can still one tap by headshotting. So before in the pistols, if you would headshot someone, it will apply 1.2 times of the damage. We made 1.5. So you can still one tap the people with headshot, but not with the. It's not gonna be that easy with the what do you call it, the body anymore. I mean that's at least that was the goal. Also, one more thing is, you probably seen anti-vehicle grenade before, and actually I could share screen all this stuff. Hold up.
He was about
That
to
may
say,
that will make it much more easier to visualize what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys can see that
then yeah,
moment.
let me just go going changes it.
Okay. Okay.
Right, there you go.
Okay. So yeah. So also one more thing. Probably you experienced before if you were a sniper and if you will shoot a I don't know mines claymore C4 in a long distance or sometimes even short distance, it wouldn't explode. This is fixed. But I'm not 100% sure. I also seen another clip in the bug reports that someone was shooting a claymore with a turret, and I couldn't replicate it myself. So I'm not sure if that one is fixed. But shooting a what do you call claymore with a sniper long distance, that's definitely fixed. This is another bug. The M9, the pistol changes first, and then we had another change on the bottom later on. One
That's the
above. There
LMG
we go.
one. Yeah, there above there was the SMG
There we
one.
go. That's one. Like we just reverted a little bit damage back, and then because the first time when we did it, like yeah, as you can see, there's like 165 and 128. So there was like some discussion happening about this, and then later on, the before it's live, the heavy pistols are a bit more adjusted. There's at least you still have some dislikes as well, but I don't think there's no other way. There's no way to make everyone like it won't fit anyway. Whatever we do to everyone. So, all right. Another problem also I've seen, which was funny, but at the same time trolly. I've seen people sometimes they will intentionally block the vehicle's edges like around while someone is like using it, and they will be able to exit the vehicle entire game. They will have to suicide to get out the vehicle. I see it on quad bikes, especially. So this is no longer the case. Anytime when every around is covered, the vehicle you will just exit from above it.
But what if there's ceiling above the highway?
Yeah,
Okay, if on that's the only point it won't be able to. I mean, if you manage to get yourself stuck into that place, I mean, come on. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Customize
sure
to
someone gonna do it anyway or another. But I mean, at that point, what would you expect game to do? Like, I don't know what the game can do at that point. Just like no.
okay, jacking out some people was using that pounding above to teleport above the map.
That's fixed.
Okay, cool.
I mean I couldn't replicate exactly, but I seen a bug in the code, and I'm hoping that roof of the buildings should be fixed, but it has to be tested. Again, if someone knows how to do it consistently tested and post it on bug reports, I didn't know how to do it persistently. Also, I seen people doing the similar thing with the Haskell walls. They would Haskell walls is a bit difficult to fix, but I'm hoping I have fixed it, which is they will just place a Haskell wall and then stand on top of it and then build it right on top of it and clip into objects and then teleport into things like on top of things again. Again, they will try the moment we release the update, and then yeah, dark flashbang option, which is like when you
oh yeah, the
when you
dark
get
flashbang.
flashbang. Yeah. So it's on the gameplay. Dark flashbang is called.
Yep.
And yeah, so instead of white, it will be black, pretty much dark. So if you don't have to, you just like black team of the flashbang pretty much. This was something actually I also faced myself. I just didn't do it for a while. So if you're an engineer and if you repair any vehicle, especially on what do you call helicopters, someone will take the repair kit, and then one person will like pilot the helicopter, and like after the vehicle gets like I don't know 20% like 80% damage, like 20% HP left, you can repair like 40% of it. You can repair all of it, and it's kind of frustrating. And then you kind of have to go back to the base just to repair completely, because otherwise the thing will explode. So we made it 98%, so you will not hit that anymore. I'm hoping to. Again, the main reason why we implemented in the first place is we didn't want someone to like camp somewhere with a tank, for example, and then like rest of the run just stay there and then repair it endlessly. That was the reason we had it, but I think it was too much. So it was at
Maybe
50 to
19?
75%. So 98% should be enough. But again, testing in the game will make it very clear. Again, there was
Okay.
one problem with the barbed wires. You didn't know if it was friendly or not. You will see a small icon, like a C4 icon, like in the C4 you had an icon, same icon, and gadgets on the middle. It's small, but I hope that's enough to indicate. You can
Okay.
enter tanks much faster instead of 42. It's a bug. Oh, this is something actually that everyone had an issue, myself included. So this is how it was before. I'm going to draw it, which is going to make it much more clear what it was. So before you have the player. So in order to spawn on the player, there's like multiple checks we had to what do you call prevent someone spam camped pretty much. Sorry. So the first thing is this is your friend, right? And now we will check the 10 meters. Sorry, yeah, 10 meter around if there's any enemy, and then if it is, then we just say the player is in combat. Or we had another case where what do you call this? Is 5. We had another case where if the player gets shot, then we start a timer like a 6 seconds, and now for that 6 seconds, we will not let you spawn, like thinking they will be in combat soon. This also reduces 2 seconds to make it a bit more easier to spawn them. And other big factor was the line of sight. So let's say there's an enemy player right here, and if they are lining sight like this, okay, this is a bit extreme, but if they would like, if any enemy look at your friend, the person that you're trying to spawn, with a very close angle, and if they have a clear side, like if they can see the guy, then we wouldn't let you spawn. And to prevent, even if your friend is not getting shot, you may likely get killed if you spawn on the player. That was the goal, but I realized after I tested more, and then the valves were too big, and then the thing is, this was like at 30-ish degree, and the problem was, the farther you would go, then that 30 degree would like go like this bit more. I love it was like 60 degree to 30 degrees, like scaling down, but 30 degree was just not still too much. And then I changed the entire thing from degree to radius, so it's no longer what do you call radius base, angle base. It's like there's like a balloon around the player, and then if the line of the side of the enemy player hits that balloon, imagine this is a balloon, then we just don't let you spawn on the player. It's not that big. It's like 4 meters radius. Sorry, yeah, like a full radius, like 2 here. So in total 4. So again, if someone is like almost looking at the player, the friendly, that we won't let you spawn, but it won't be like before. So I'm expecting to see much easier to spawn the friendlies and more accurate, to be honest. Again, this will not fix spawn camped, but like again, it's very hard to fix that. So I'm hoping this is gonna improve a lot. Again, this is one thing we've seen, and also what do you call? People would go rank 200, and then they unlock a camo, and then they just prestige, and then they cannot use the camo again. That's it. Like they have to go back again to all the way 200. So we just moved it to prestige 1, and then once you prestige 1, you can just reset the game. You don't have to go 200 and then prestige and then like I don't know, lose it in I don't know 30 minutes. So that's something. This is actually a big one. I wasn't thinking this is effective at first, but I tried myself and it's actually game changer. So the one problem with this thing is I think it's gonna make DMR's a bit OP because it feels great. It feels great to shoot with DMR. I realized this after I tested myself. So if you don't know what input buffer is, it's like before it was like this. I'm gonna draw it again. So let's say this is a timeline. This is like 1 second. You have like 0, 0.5, and then 1, and then let's say 0.25, and then 0.75, right? So let's say your fire rate is what do you call 4. So you can fire every 0.25 seconds. So what you had to do is you click once and then you fire, and then if you would click anytime at this point, like until this time, like if you click right there, it will not fire. If you would click, it will not fire. If you would click at this point, it will not fire. And then if you click at exactly here or after that, it will fire. The problem is now because let's say you click at this point exactly, now you have to click exactly at this point now, which is like the problem with this was again it felt a bit inconsistent, and you had to what do you call you had to you couldn't you had to like time it very well, and then the thing is you cannot really while fighting, and generally it just feels inconsistent. um Again, I think this wasn't my idea. It was a suggestion, and then I added. I was like, okay, it's not a hard thing to implement. And then I realized the difference. It felt a lot better. So what it is now is this is how it was before. Now, if you click at this point for the second time, this will be buffered, and then next time when it's the time, it will fire itself. It's like if you click twice, despite it's not exact time, it will fire at the time when it's supposed to be fired. So you'll be able to reach the correct rate of fire for DMRs and pistols especially. And what do you call? It feels much more consistent. So again, you will realize this when the update drops, especially on the DMRs and pistols. Especially on DMRs because they have the higher what do you call? Rate of fire, like the gap between the shots. So this is actually a bit game changer, I would say. You have the small buff to nerf. It's like it's not exactly, I would say not nerf. 31, one single damage, but we reduced the what do you call the recoil, so it should be manageable and without sales increase, so it should be fine. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. End of the round, you have most revives, most heals, etc. Again, I'm planning to add more stuff here, but again, I don't want to have too much clustered information as well. Maybe we remove some of it, add something else. Again, it's gonna be depending on what feels great. And this is the latest update, which is actually I can just show in my in editor at the moment. It's running at the moment. There we go. So
I'm gonna open up something
yeah.
quickly already.
Sure. So one thing we were thinking about supplying is what if someone keeps firing and then a support player comes in and they just like consistently what do you call supply ammo, and then the guy just keeps firing. So to counter that, except the magazine that the weapon is using, you can be supplied with it. So right now, for example, let's say change team. There we go. All right. So right now, I don't see an indicator on the player. The reason is, despite I have a half magazine, it's being used. The moment I reload, now it's no longer being used by the weapon. Now I can be actually spotted by a support player. So, and it's pretty much the same button, which is 5, which is the ammo kit. And then holding right is just gonna, what do you call? Do the supply, like it will supply the player, and then clicking left mouse button will throw it, like as same as before how it was. I will probably have to make it also where you can pick this back up. The problem with picking this back up gonna be bit problem because normally those have limited supply points. Like you have 500 points for primary, 500 points for secondary. I'm not sure how we're gonna preserve this when it's picked back up. This is more technical problem on my end. And again, one thing I'm thinking is this is actually still it's a feedback from playtest. This one, most of the players do not. I will say it's a bit milsimish. This thing. So we're gonna simplify this for the current BattleBit version, and then keep this for Milsim servers. This one. So it's just going to be get closer, hold F, and then it will just supply the primary, secondary, the what you call RPG, etc. It's gonna be more simplified to keep it more accessible. But in general, I think now we are giving enough points for you to what do you call supply people. So I'm gonna be firing now a lot. Also, I will be mentioning about one more thing that you have to be very careful about getting supplied is that if you supplying only refills the magazines you have. So for example, if I drop my magazine, I cannot like this in the support can't give me a new magazine. I need you need to keep the magazine to actually get supplied. You need empty magazines so a support can supply you. Other way around, for example, I'm gonna throw all of them, drop all of them, which is double tap R normally is the what do you call dropping them. You
We-
can't change it from gameplay.
We could add a separate gadget then,
controls.
maybe.
Their little style.
Okay, we could
Yeah,
add a
this
separate gadget, like to restock magazines.
We already have feature to stock magazines. Like, you mean that? We could probably do it with the air supply or not air supply.
I don't know if
It's
you want to
something
do.
else. Not gadget. No. That because if you do it make gadget, it's gonna be too accessible, and then people are just gonna not use it. This feature.
Yeah, but if you
There you go.
so if you create that feature and we'll make magazines restockable by the air supply, then people won't use this again. Because then they can just call in an air supply. It's like only 200 points, which are like easily to farm.
Yeah, we are not doing already in air supply. We are doing it only and only on the base already.
Yeah.
Like if you go back to base all the way back, you always generally have what you call a supply crate, and if you go on it will supply everything. It will reset to what you could like a new deployed player style. There we go. But yeah, so keep your magazines. That one is important. Definitely keep your magazines if you want to be supplied. Other way around, the support cannot supply you. About picking up magazines from ground, you can pick up enemy magazines, but it has to exactly match the weapon that you are using and also the magazine type. For example, if they have extended magazine and if you are using extended magazine, that will still not work. I mean, yeah, realistically, it's supposed to work, but we didn't code it that way, sadly. Yeah, that's generally the major changes I will say. Again, I will be also adding the leaderboard to the loading screens. The bandage counts will change. So right now you have what do you call? For example, I spawned as engineer, and I have the four bandages, and we're gonna increase by 1 for engineering. Like just increase bandage a bit more. So it's bit easier to heal yourself as without needing a medic. Again, this will not nerf medic, of course, but just make it less annoying when you get shot, I guess, and out of bandages. And also another thing we realize is because now you can heal yourself with the bandages. No, it's less likely people gonna. I mean, of course, people still revive each other though, but like because now it's something you can use it for healing. Less people are reviving each other because of that. So yeah, like increases. So encourage reviving each other. But yeah, that's generally most of the stuff. Also one more thing I want to work on, but I don't think I will be able to do it to this thing. To this update is the vehicles in general. So I know that the vehicles feel mixed feelings. Generally, they are somewhat manageable, but as soon as you go off-road, like for example, let me go off-road. Generally, they are really hard to manage, and like stugs, like for example, right there. And then like if you're, I don't know, if I stop here and if I want to go back, it's very slow, which is actually realistic. But again, we don't want it to be too much realistic, more playable. So I will try to make this a bit more manageable in off-roads. Because one thing also we are seeing is people just take vehicles and then drive it for 10 meters and then hit somewhere and then leave it, which is fair enough. It's yeah, it's hard to drive them. Also, Velasquez will have to improve on roads a little bit more. Generally, the roads are very narrow for vehicles. We definitely have to work on this to first make the roads a bit more bigger for vehicles in general. Second, improve on the vehicle physics so they don't suck as it is. I mean, I can right now drive, but it's gonna be annoying as soon as if I'm in urban area. You probably felt it already before, but yeah, that's generally most of the updates for this week. Also, I was trying to. This is in my to do, but I haven't been able to fit it yet. The filters on server browser again. I seen some people suggesting hide empty servers and the filter for region. Like a NA servers only or Asia servers only or I don't know Europe servers only. Those are not exist at the moment, but again, this is on my to-do. I will be implementing. One other thing is dropping bandages. So normally you can drop bandages by pressing X. This is actually a thing since the playtest of the game. The problem with the dropping bandages are they're buggy. So most of the time,
They
yeah,
fall through the
there's
guards.
like so the problem is there's a bug with them. I couldn't figure out why. Like right now, as you can see, when I'm when I'm when I'm doing it, it works on here. But when I'm playing on official servers, it doesn't work, which is weird. So I have been trying to figure out why it's happening. But generally, if it was fixed and if you actually maybe put like a UI, like a small dot maybe in middle, so someone can also see them far, because right now if you look at it, there's no possible way you're gonna spot it, because right now I dropped it, but imagine you didn't know, there's no possibility you're gonna spot them. So like we put like a maybe small GUI on them as well. And I think dropping bandages could be very well utilized when it's a bit more polished. Especially medics have 20 bandages. That was actually the reason why they have 20 is they also drop and share with others. That was the main reason we had 20 of them. But because this bug and that very less accessible and people don't know that can actually drop them by pressing X, it's a feature that never been utilized properly. So it's something I want to definitely improve, and then we can definitely for example, if medic drops a not magazine, the bandage, and then if someone takes it and use it, maybe like the medic gets like I don't know, some kind of bonus for that, for sharing or like giving bandages to the other players. But yeah, this is pretty much the to do plus what has been done so far. That's pretty much my end. On my end, what do you call the most of the 3-4 days I've worked on the major some bugs that took me too long to figure out how to fix them and like try to debug. And then the last 2-3 days, last 2 days, is more like the bit more easier or the less debug needed problems or features I worked on. So, for example, if you're following the upcoming updates generally, you will see like generally what I do is you will see less updates in weekdays, and at the end of the week you see more coming in. The reason is I generally focus on the ones that takes longer time first, and then leave it the fast ones or a bit more easier ones to the end. That and like sometimes, for example, this one took me a while because I had to figure out what to call. Even though it looks easy, I had to figure out why it was happening in the first place. This Tesco wheel lacing took me a while. This other rare bug where took me a while, which is like, for example, I seen people they will just spawn and then they have no attachments, and then the reason was either from server side or they will change a class, and then what do you call they will change a class very fast, but the moment they hit deploy, they're in different class, and then for example, when they press deploy, they are recon, but in the server side they are support. And then the server side says, hey, you cannot spawn with recon weapon as a support weapon, and then it gives you default weapon, and then you have no attachments as default. So it is confusing. So this is also fixed as well. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, anti-vehicle grenade. Yeah. Respawn engineer. If you didn't know, we have anti-vehicle grenades since the beginning of the playtest.
I think nobody
Uh,
knows.
yeah, it's not very well used because it wasn't that useful, to be honest. But it's no longer the case. So if you drop them to a vehicle, you have like a kind of like a portable C4 that is like launchable. Again, currently, what do you call? You can throw them like this and give like a good damage to the vehicles, and before they will not detonate on impact vehicles, and now they will detonate only if they touch the vehicles. Other way, they have like a 6-second or 5-second timer that they will explode by themselves. So if you're an engineer and if you want to, I don't know, kill a lot of tanks or something, you should definitely keep this in your tool bag, and what do you call, like, you shoot once and then like grenade down later on and reload. There you go. So something to keep in your mind if you're an engineer player. But yeah, that's
What
generally
about
yeah.
yeah, that would go. What about repair to damage enemy vehicle?
That's more. I will do it one later on, but it's more like a troll thing. That's like a troll thing. If you didn't know, by the way, guys, in Battlefield 4, for example, when you take defib, if you have defib, you could kill a tank driver by going on top of it and then defibbing the player from on top, like a troll thing. You can add something, not kill the player, but like you can add also the repair tool damages the vehicles small by small, and like the tank's like what's this, and then yeah. But later on.
It would be funny because tank sitting camping on the hill, he's thinking that somebody repairing him, but
One
that can
thing, actually, this is something that is not fixed, and also I see the problem at the same time. I don't know the exact solution yet. So currently, when you, by the way, if you didn't know, we had a character customization screen here. below the loadout. Some people never seen this button.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fair enough. Like it's not very well told. It's just a button literally on the corner,
You know what you can
and
do?
then
One game related, you can make a sim achievement, like open logout. So we can see a percentage of players open to character customization.
Yeah.
So one thing about this is we made those things unlock by rank at the moment. The problem is when you prestige, uh, you lose this. That's the problem. Like it's you have to re-unlock the armors, and it feels weird. Like just thinking about it feels weird to re-unlock the armors and then losing and re-unlocking. I'm not exactly sure, like because also you have to re-unlock the guns, but again, this is not exactly an issue. It just it's a weird place. I feel like it's something you unlock it, you keep it, but at the same time, then there's no point of prestiging. It's a weird spot.
About this, I talked with the feedback group about this. We came to the conclusion that it might make sense if we would spread out the armor more, because there's like what is it, 400 pieces, so 200 per team. We could only make one piece unlock every level, which would
No, that's not a solution already. The best solution will be if you prestige, you will get tokens, and you spend that tokens to
yeah,
save
tokens would already be a good idea. But I mean, like on Oki, if you only make it unlock from the start on, and secondly, like not everything is shown. Like usually when you unlock things, there's like, hey, this is new and something. This is not in the armor side, so people don't notice if there's something new. On loader it shows you, but not on armor.
Anyway, it's something that I think it's a bit weird place, and yeah, we can find something to, I guess. By the way, this is the skin I mentioned about the 200, and then you had a couple helmets. There you go. This is the one. This was 200 level, and then now it's prestige 1. So once you prestige, it's gonna be unlocked forever. You don't have to be like gonna now become 200 and then lose it and then become 200. But others right now, you will lose it once you prestige. So again, one thing we right now we're trying to also aim is try to give a bit more reasons to prestige and keep playability. So one of the things I think BattleBit suffered from is long-term playability. So in the playtest times, we didn't really have anyone playing the game longer than generally I would say 6 hours, 10 hours, because it was just like a couple of hours available, and like in the weekends on the next 6 hours available, but not you wouldn't play every single 6 hour because you have work to do, you have things to do, you have like stuff to do, so you cannot be there at the same time. So we didn't really had exactly build stuff and had enough feedback to build like what you call stuff for long term. And then the game released, yeah, the first maybe a week or 2 week, yeah, you have good enough content to feed up, but or the things to go on. But after 2 weeks of playing the game, it feels empty because we didn't really never reach these points before. So currently what do you call we trying to what do you call find things and then try to see okay what we could do here and then how we can add things here to make it a bit more interesting as well, and keep the game a bit more interesting in the long run instead of just a 1 week 2 week game. But yeah, that's generally I would say actually all I would say.
On your end, not mine.
Oh, you have your answer? Cool.
Yes, I have
Sure.
something to share. Something I worked with Will on, and something I extended that. So last time we talked about possible changes. If you could stop streaming for a second, then
There
I
we go.
can share my screen to everyone here. Let me go. Where is Blender? There we go. So me and Will have been thinking about that screen here. To change the skin
The
system.
skin, what do you call the UV adjustment?
Yeah. First
Uh-huh.
that, then there's more. So, in the game right now, it's like I'll do a model and I base the UV like on the model and everything. With like the new system, we could. This is like only testing. This is like part of it. It's like creator skins, People will see, yeah, there's a Twitch rival skins in here. Flom skin, hot skin. Anyway,
Just for a second, I'm looking at these models, and like at the same time, the player's hands are just a single cube. It fell for and called up. Never mind. Oh, good. Never mind. Go ahead.
yeah, well, they look interesting. But with the new system, what we could do is, instead of replacing the... because right now we just replace the object as the base weapon. We can still replace the object, but if we would handle the UVs differently, automatically, what we could do is we could like easily change through, which technically could also take into account the attachments. That attachments would also color with it.
The problem with this thing is, again, this is same as what do you call the. This is the same problem we had. If we had this before early access, this is much more doable. At the moment, we did already so much. That's like a...
Yeah, well, it would require
It's
a shit ton of rework from
a
my end,
lot
your
of
end.
rework. The problem is also we have to make it work with the current existing database without wiping the players' selections or like etc. That is a challenging part. Also, like if it was like it will be easier if we just what do you call, just wipe the player data and then start building up, and then that'll be easier. But that's no longer possible. So that's the reason it's really hard. At the same time, I say this, I think the skins looks much more interesting than what we have, and yeah, I see the point. Also, we would also...
Yeah.
It also will reduce,
Okay,
very,
hold on.
pipeline.
One sec. How do you do okay, how about the scopes? Hold up.
So scope using same texture as gun and same. So you can upload
Yeah,
if you
but
will upload
like,
material.
for example, could you show me the UVs of the scope for a second?
This
Where
was
is
only a
it?
test, so there's nothing really too concrete about here. But well, as soon as because Will did this, because I was working on the new skins, which we'll show in a second. But we'll have like the base colors, and we could have the base of the scope. Everything that is like,
Yeah,
we'll still have
same as
static
the...
colors.
Okay, I see.
We have the same as here. So we still have like static colors in whatever corner it is in the end, and then we'll have the whole array.
Yeah, rest field up. I see.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a hard one because this is gonna screw up some of optimizations we have. I will have to delete the
in long run, solution you behave now is a really bad solution. So I'm comparing both of those methods, and current
problem
solution
is
is
it will be much better if we did it before early access.
Yeah, but we can't change that anymore. We can do it before our full release.
No, find a time machine and then go back and do the
yeah,
come back.
Just invent a time machine or something. No, but this would be definitely the way nicer system, because then I could focus on actually making like gun variations.
Yeah, instead of
making skins.
UVing in for each camos, like more like skins. You can call it camo.
Or
I
camos,
guess.
whatever. But,
so what would Larry do before is, for example, on the right side you see like camos, right? So what he would do is he would go each weapon one by one, and then he would manually UV each weapon with each skin one by one. But what he's proposing is making it more automated system, and then instead of what you call have like a variation for each weapon with each skin made manually, this way automated, this is what we did with the armor system as well, which is of course made things a lot easier. The problem was implementing took a while, and then we didn't have really too much time to do this before early access, because early access was coming, and we had to prepare the servers, like install the game servers, firewall, etc. So it was just left over. So
basically, just to show it on my screen, I did a window thing here. Let me go screen. Okay. I had every single one. They all skins are handmade, because I had to copy the object, and then use the new UV or use the new.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Within our current color palette, which looks like this. So every time I just took that one and then I moved it one over, and adjusted some colors and did it again, and then I by hand like wrote in the name, and I was like, per weapon, this is like we have like 130 skins or per weapon, so I did this 50 times. So what is it, like a couple thousand models I created within this, and if we would change it now, we would only have like, hey, these base ones, which are visually like
And then
different.
Yeah, and then
then
yeah.
just
Also, it will be
Again.
better for memory wise, because when you will have 1000 big blank magic, like a lot
That
of
one's
magic.
actually optimizable with like there's like way to do it resource way, but again, that's another time to implement it.
Yep.
Just question, okay, can we move together forward to that way? So we will prepare content and replace weapons, and once we will all go on, we will sit together and implement that. That's a
Yes,
question.
we have
So
to do it in
which
one
way ready
single
will go?
update and all of them at once. So hold up. Could you go back to the texture really fast?
You're just moving UV by 258 pixels to the height and 128 pixels to vertical way.
So is the entire thing is like 8K, the same as
Yeah, same as before, but because I'm downscale a little bit texture, we now have more space, so we can, have more variation.
Okay, you're gonna probably hate for me for this, but could we do the same exact pattern we did for the armors? So start from left bottom and go towards right top instead of starting from left top.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
we
easy.
can do just like you asked now, we can remake texture. That texture is what my experiment to show to Larry and then show to you. So if you will write like instruction or for order of texture, so we can make automatic system, like it will go from left down corner to right and switch columns, and we will automatically system apply to every weapon. The only problem over here is, for example, we will have one extra option in configuration of gun, that is gun model itself. So for example, you can take your favorite screamer gun and apply on that gun any camo you wish.
Yeah, we'll have to also change the what do you call the camo loadout screen for skins as well, because it's gonna be like similar to what we have. It should be like similar to what we have for armors. You have camo selection on bottom. You have the skin or the model. Actually, we can't call it model at this point. You have model selection, and then you have the camo selection on bottom. It's like two different things instead of one thing.
About that, streamer specific skins.
This is gonna take it a while.
Streamer specific skins, I maybe wouldn't change. That you can't change the colors on them. I would keep them as the streamer wanted them to be. But anything else, like if I do like a modification to like the base model with like a different stock or something, that you can change it on them too. That for sure. Also, when we do this, maybe we could do it the way Battlefield 4 had it, with like, hey, they are grouped by their environment. So we have like ocean style, we have like the urban style, we have what is this? An autumn fall style, we have desert and forest. That we'll have them grouped anyway right now. As far as they are grouped anyway right now. So we then group them into like their special groups again. That you only have like a button on the top saying like, hey, I want. Let me just go.
You meant like more like a UI thing.
Yeah, so you have like the top groups, and then you get all the pictures for like all the skins you can choose. So I say, hey, I want to have a snow one. I'll click the snow, and then it shows me all the snow colors.
But maybe better to group them.
We figure out something that time. Like, the technical part is more difficult than the UI, so we figure out that time something. Yeah, this is gonna screw up a lot of optimizations we have so much.
So okay, there is work around. It won't, destroy optimization, because that material will be only visible on LOD 0 and LOD 1. Figure it will apply figure material.
Yeah, we have to join that measure with the correct index the moment that the player's LOD 0 is loaded. Yeah, it's gonna be painful, but anyway, that's something. Yeah, we will have to sit for 2 weeks and then just focus on this completely and drop everything we have.
Yes. Anyway, this is not the main thing I wanted to show. I am currently doing new camo patterns, actually. So
How does it look in the gun?
for these, let me check.
Are these patterns or like these are patterns or actually camos themselves?
Those are the patterns. So I choose like high visibility colors that I can like easily adjust them. Let's say we get, I don't know, this one. I copy it and I just go here and say, okay, I want to have an, I don't know, a greenish something. Put green here and we'll put the second color. Let's put a red here or let's put a blue here. So and then, hey, like this is a new color. This is like a new camo. And then I'll just suggest some colors and I can apply it to everything here. So I'll just get pattern one.
Combine them and then
Same for this. I have these shapes. I made them already, and then I can go like, hey, I want to have. Let's put in brown here. Let's put in dark green here, and the background is I don't know, lighter green. And there you go. And that's like a new camo now. And then I can just like easily replicate that like 10 times.
Okay, now we can also automate that as well. You keep the shape in the game. You have colors selection.
Well, you can.
I mean, okay, so you generate the camo by the colors, and then the camo generates the weapon skin, the mesh as well.
Yeah, but
it will be super complicated and
it's like the more it goes, I'm just joking around. Again,
I'm still building these. I'm not entirely done yet. There's some cool things I have in mind, like doing a white till red transition, like with dots and everything, which I think will look sick. So we can, I can then like easily generate.
I have concern with the attachments as well. Like we have to. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard, but I see the point at the same time. We have to remake the attachments UVs as well, which actually not a big deal. But
I already did it. It's very simple. Only not touching scope UV. Where you apply
that I need reticle for the scope.
So we just want to have a green light, okay, we can move forward that direction, because very if dark, he don't know which way he need to keep work, on old, unoptimized way, or a new, more productive way.
We can do this way, but you'll have to stop all the skins for the moment until this is implemented, and then we have to have all the skins ready by ultimate once. So, and then we sit together and then do it in a week of time.
And in which way you want to order texture? Can you write
left
it
button.
in Devcast? Okay,
left
just write it into our chat later on Devcast, so we will remake texture.
But yeah,
left button
sounds
to
great.
right, up.
Yeah, but I'm more or less just creating these patterns as vectors, so I can like later down the line go easily in and just recreate them. I think the only one that I kind of really did is this one, which I think on the right weapon would look actually cool. But
right, let's talk about the what do you call the other things we are planning on adding, changing, and what do you call working on. So
is there more you're planning?
Istanbul? What?
Oh, it's got really dark in here. Is there more you're planning?
So obviously bug fixes. I have been active on the bug fixes. Generally, I want to focus on actually start working on King of the Hill. I think if you can pull that game out, it could be very interesting. And also, I wanted to work on achievements. Maybe like some kind of maybe kill someone with 3. By the way, if you don't know, you can kill someone with 3 actually. So if you shoot a 3's on your bottom, the 3 falls down, and it damages the player that touches, like the falls down. So you can actually kill someone with it, but it's super rare. Like I did not see someone do it.
And to clarify, it's not as Steam achievements, it's in-game achievements.
In game,
you can do
actually.
something.
Well, we could make it Steam ones.
I can work on with the Steam as well. People do it. I read the documentation and then see like in game as well. So in game plus the Steam possibly as well. I will have to look the Steam documentation for that because I never added before. This is the achievements, King of the Hill, and also a possibility of another rocket launcher, SMAV. It's like the SMAV is the rocket launcher, but the rocket doesn't have bullet drop. Like it doesn't have rocket drop or a bullet drop, whatever you call it. It goes straight. But it's a bit more slower, I will say, I guess. I don't know it's from Battlefield 4. But yeah, those are the things I will be focusing on. Achievements, leaderboards, start working on King of the Hill game mode. And you guys focus on the skins, the loadout, and now implement together. But yeah, that I will say those are the things that that I will be focusing this week.
Yeah, same for me. I will just continue create camo patterns. By far not done. There's a few I want to do, and then I think at best we both sit together and then pick some nice colors because we'll just replace everything then.
One thing also I want to mention is also vehicle physics as well. That's something I will be also working closely. Try to improve vehicle physics a bit more, but also I have to collaborate with you for that to make the roads wider.
Well, on some map, yeah, but also keep in mind that in future we'll have more capacity vehicle that will reduce amount of vehicle on map, meaning less traffic jams.
Yeah, currently because like the reality is anyone who takes a Humvee, they just drive it for 10 meters and then drop it because they got stuck or traffic jam. That's just the reality, and it sucks. Like we didn't have those vehicles just to get stuck in 10 meters, and that's just the reality. So something has to be done about it.
Yeah.
But okay, all right.
All right, then
that's all.
We'll call it a day. Yes.
Well, I have something to show, but that I need your help with that as well. So I'm not sure when you will be available to help me.
Okay, after this we can talk.
All right.
Then, all right.
Yeah, we'll meet right after this again. Then I think I'll just close it here. Thanks everyone for joining. It was a pleasure to have you. Oh, you want to do
one thing? New update. I will be dropping new update. It's 9 p.m. already in here, but it's very late. I wanted to drop it 9 hours ago, but what do you call the support update?
Maybe
and also leaderboard as well.
Maybe do it on Wednesday. So Wednesday's usually the time we have like the least amount of players, and then like everyone has something for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Problem with the update is it's very hard to update during the peak times. Like it's normally the biggest peak is normally today on like a US like evening time generally. And then updating game is generally much better on when it's the lowest peak. So yeah. So I will say probably in 12 hours I will say at least. Meanwhile I have a bit more time to focus on the what do you call maybe work on the vehicle and maybe a couple of achievements by now. All right.
Yep.
Then we can end it. Yep. All right, guys.
Right then. Thanks everyone for joining.
Bye-bye.
I hope you all have a nice night, day, and whatever. And see you all on the next one. Bye bye.